What up, Knicks Nation, and welcome back to the Sheer Brilliance Podcast. I'm your host, Sheer, and you already know we are first to many and second to no one when covering the news, the moves, and who's who related to our New York Knicks. For those of you who are returning for another video, my SB community, welcome back. And let's go, baby. Let's go talk about our Knicks. If you're here for the first time, or you're the ops, I see you. See you in the comment section, and guess what? You rocking with the best, baby. So welcome to my channel. Also, like this video, subscribe, and leave a comment, as this content is for you as well as anyone else who's a fan of basketball. Friend or foe, we want the smoke. And that's exactly what we're covering today, all right? We're covering the smoke. Alan Hahn, Max Kellerman had a segment about 2 weeks ago. Now, they were discussing the Donovan Mitchell and the New York Knicks, all right? It was a brief segment, but it was so entertaining. I'll leave a copy of the link in the description below. It started out as an innocent transition in the show, when Max Kellerman goes on to say, let's move on to the Knicks while we have time. At that moment, I rolled my eyes because I knew what was coming, but I raised an eyebrow as I began seeing Alan Hahn laugh. I could tell that Hahn woke up and chose violence that day. Without skipping a beat, Hahn goes into 8 Mile mode. Let me guess. This is when you talk about the championship drought, right? Or how they couldn't win in the Summer League, right? Or that it's been 50 years since there's been championship level basketball at MSG, right? This is the moment when I yell, let's effing go, Hahn. Let's go, Hahn, at the screen. Because these are two New York born and bred opponents. One former fan, one current fan, both respectable at their crafts. I'm here for it. Ring the boxing bell. Max tries to sidestep the preemptive attack by Hahn, and then he goes into a diatribe minimizing what the Knicks have and any progress or sound decisions they may have made so far. If the Knicks give up the farm, Alan Hahn stops him right there. He was like, well, what farm? And realizing he may have given too much credit to the Knicks for drafting solid young players or accumulating picks, Max circles back and says, you're right, they have no farm. Hahn stops him again. He says, see, this is what you guys like you do. You talk out of both sides of your mouth. Yo, Hahn woke up on his New York-ish that morning. He was basically telling Max, you spend too much time in Cali, bruh. Sit this one out, bruh. Hahn was completely right, though. ESPN notoriously has different analysts take opposing positions so that they keep the Knicks in the news if the outcome is positive or if it's negative. So they can always have somebody say, see, I was right. Hahn's argument was logical. He stated that the Knicks' first step is to be relative and competitive. And then he would immediately challenge Max when Max said getting Donovan Mitchell would be a desperate move. He said a 25-year-old all-star would be a desperate move? Hahn was exactly correct the whole segment, but Max is ready to run the ESPN playbook by making the narrative of the New York Knicks organization that they're impatient, incompetent, a poverty franchise. ESPN wants to keep that narrative up there so bad because it's good for their business. That's why they even tried to make a story of the media when the media was not invited to the fan event welcoming Jalen Brunson. All right? They even tried to go back into their old playbook, right? And when they didn't see the outrage from Knicks fans, they tried to go on to Twitter and see if there was frustration. But they were frustrated when they realized 90% of Knicks fans rock with the organization's decision, that we rock with the organization. And I heard that on a few podcasts and a few news outlets. So needless to say, this was a pretty fascinating segment. Go back, check it out. I think you'll love it. I think you'd be proud of Alan Hahn. He's usually objective in general, but he knew what was coming from Max, and he was ready to spar that day. So that's the end of this video. I wanted to keep it quick. Questions, comments, concerns, please leave them in the comments box below. Keep in mind, same thing applies to life that applies to our team. If there is no struggle, there's no progress. We got next. I'm out. Sheer Brilliance Podcast.